Hello, my name is Julie. Welcome to my channel. You're watching Treasures Made from Yarn. And in this video, this is the third installment or third video in my knitting series. The first video, I showed you how to cast on with a crochet hook. I thought that was cool. And also in the first video, I showed how to make, I call it more of a basket weave, but it looks like it's the squares. In the second video, we covered these little, I guess we'll call them little rectangles. They could make a cute pattern. And then in this video, we're going to show the seed stitch. See, it's called that because they look like little seeds. So yeah, all the little bumps are the purl stitch. So rather easy to do. And so far, what I like about these stitches so far is that it looks the same on both sides. I like to make a project like a blanket or scarf look similar or just about the same on both sides. So yeah, the seed stitch. If you are familiar already with the knit and purls, this is easy to do. So if you look, the bumpy end is the purl end, and the stitch here that doesn't have the bump, that is the knit end. So it is alternate. This can be one row repeat, but you would have to cast on an odd number of stitches, whereas if you were going to do an even amount, you'll have to switch it up every 2 rows. All right, so I'm going to bring it in a little more. Alright, so like before I mentioned in my last 2 videos, I hold my yarn in my left hand because I'm mostly a crocheter and hold our yarn in our left hand. From what I recently learned, I think the traditional knitting you throw it with your right hand, and I don't know how to do that. I self-taught, so I will hold my yarn in my left hand, and I believe it's called a continental style. And if you are a crocheter and want to learn to knit, you might find the right hand awkward, so you might want to consider doing continental style. Okay, so I digress. So if you notice on previous videos, I have a border of 5 knit stitches, which creates what is called the garter stitch. When every row is a knit row, that is a garter stitch. So we're going to take the first, just slip the first stitch, and that's what gives it, if you look at it, this nice edge. And we do the first stitch purlwise because that's how I kept it this way. That's how it, because in the previous row it was a knit stitch. We are going to slip it off to give it that nice edge purlwise. I had the stitch, the last stitch on the previous row, been a purl stitch. Then you would slip it off like you were knitting. Right, hopefully I confused you. Hopefully I didn't confuse you. So, all right, so the first 5 stitches are knit. We slip the first one off, so the next 4 will be knit stitches. As before, we go through the front, take our needle, go front to back, underneath, and then, you know, instead of throwing, I will pull the stitch up. I think the continental style, they would like throw that over it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do that 3 more times. 3. So being I had already started, so we're going to do like a purl, you know, every other. So for the seed stitch, this first stitch here looks like a knit stitch because it doesn't have the bump, and because that is a knit stitch, we want to purl in that one. So to purl, we take our hook, we go from back to front, and then we take a yarn. Oh, by the way, our yarn is up front, put our hook front to back. We're going to have to wrap the yarn. For the purl stitch, yes, you will have to wrap the yarn around and pull it up like that. This next stitch here is a purl stitch because it has the bump. We are going to knit. So if you were starting from a fresh, if you were going to do it for the first row, then yeah, it would be you knit one, then purl one, then knit one and purl one, or in this case it was purl one, knit one. So because the stitch was previously a knit stitch, we want to purl on that one. That stitch is, because it's a knit stitch, we want to purl on that one. So yeah, purl one, knit one. And then we purl in the stitch that looks like it's a knit stitch. And we knit in the stitch. That's a purl stitch. Vice versa. There we are. This was a purl because it's, well, we're going to knit it. Oh, knit it. Because there was a knit stitch. Oh, sorry. Purl that. Knit that stitch. Purl that stitch. Knit this stitch. Purl that stitch. Knit the next stitch. And purl the next stitch. Because I am now done. I got my last 5, and because I am doing a garter stitch border, we are going to knit the last 5. Alright, I'll try to explain again why we slipped purlwise, because, right, so this very last stitch is the knit stitch. And then because the last one was a knit stitch, to slip off for this nice edge, we slip it off purlwise, because that will keep, because then it won't twist. If I was to slip it off knitwise, it would twist the outer edge. Turn out very nice. All right, because we're going to knit the next 4, because we are doing that garter stitch border of 5 stitches. Because I have an odd number, because I had initially started with 25. Yes, I cast it on 25 for this series. So again, it's like before, because this stitch looks like a knit stitch, purl. We purl that one, and then we knit. So yeah, if you make this an odd number, this can be a 1 row repeat. It says if you had an even number, you would have had to start. Like if you ended on a knit stitch, and you would have knit the first stitch. So even though this project already has a border, I'll bet you could do the knit stitch or the seed stitch without really having much of a border. But I think a border looks nice if you're doing blanket, baby blanket, stuff like that. I think a border here, having a garter stitch border, makes it look nice. But I think the seed stitch is one of those stitches that you can get away with not necessarily having a border. I would just keep it the seed stitch. But you know, that's personal preference. Alright, so yeah, we purl this one. Nope, one more knit, because there was a purl stitch, so we knit in that. And because this was looks like a knit stitch, then we are going to purl into it. We knit the next 5. All right, there you go. I really like how this looks. That is pretty cool and not too difficult. Once you get the hang of doing the knit and the purl stitch, I think this looks very nice. Actually, I think all of these look pretty nice and easy to do. So I'm hopefully indirectly trying to teach you how to knit, and that unfortunately would be the continental style, because if you want to learn a traditional way, then you're going to have to look at another video. But you know, I self-taught myself, and that's how I managed to learn to do that. So anyway, still very easy. Let me know what you think of this stitch and which one so far is your favorite. I do like this one. Actually, I like them all. They're all very nice. So, all right, and that's all I have for this round. Again, if you want to see how I cast it on, make sure you check out the first video. The second video, I cast it off with a swatch, and I show you how to cast off for that. So if you wanted to start making a project with one of these stitches, you can check the first video on how I cast it on, and the second video on how I cast it off. So, all right, and that is all that I have for this. I'm sorry, that's all I have for this video. So if you did like this video, give it a like. Want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. I want to thank you always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye now.